Hello, ladies and gentlemen. For those who do not know, my name is Jovan Benson, and today we're going to talk about something that everyone has been through at least once in their lifetime, if you are human. And I believe you are, unless you are a cat who happened to push a button and play this video, which is highly unlikely. Anyway, my friend yesterday called. He called with a cliche question. And the cliche question, well, it's not a cliche question, but the answer was definitely a cliche answer. And I know how some of us do not like cliches. Why? Because they seem so dismissive. Oh, well, blah, 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 and then go on about your life. But today we're going to actually take this specific cliche and we're going to pull back the covers and get to the meat of it. Although covers and meat, I don't know what they have in common, but you get my point. So let's do it. He was asking me how not to be a boring person. He was explaining to me that he would go to parties and he would be afraid to talk to people. He was afraid to talk to girls, especially. He would try to make corny jokes and they would not laugh, or he would just stand in the corner like wallflowers, and he would just, be bored and have low self-esteem. And he said, Javon, how do you stop being a boring person? And I answered him and I said, the best way to stop being a boring person is to be an interesting person. And he's like, duh, how do you do that? I said, well, you ready? The cliche answer, be yourself. Why is it important to be yourself? Let's dig down into that. You are very unique, not just in a very physical way. Yes, of course, you have your own individual fingerprint. You are just as individual as a snowflake falling from the sky. But you have to understand that you have your own experience in this thing called life. Nobody can tell you how you feel about it. No one can tell you what you're going through, and no one can actually truly understand you like you. So, with that said, you have an interesting point of view in life. Yes, your point of view may be similar as um, as other people on this planet, but you still have your own unique point of view. Do you know that there are 10 people? 10 people can look at a picture of a sunset and they can see 10 different things. Wouldn't it be awesome to get all of them in a room and have them explain to each other what they saw in that picture? Wouldn't that be an interesting conversation? Well, this life is like a painting, and you have your own perspective. And if you just take the time to be yourself and explain your own perspective, do you know how many people would be interested in hearing what you have to say? Yes, I know you think that your life is not interesting. Um, this mainly happens when people in their 30s, even their 40s, go to their high school reunions or college reunions. I don't even know if college has a reunion, but yeah, I haven't stuck around long enough to find it out. But you go to your high school reunion to find out that your classmates, some of them are married, some of them are doctors, some of them are lawyers, some of them have children, and some of them are very successful. Some of them are not. So what you try to do is you try to put on airs and pretend like you are not yourself. and understand that you suck at not being yourself. As much as you think you have it down pat, you think you got it down pat, I'm sorry, darling, you don't. Them earrings that you put on that pretend like that you're rich and that you're full, that it's not working for you. That job that you pretend like you have, good sir, it doesn't work for you, because eventually people start to sniff you out and they find out what you're really made of. And this is experiential because I've been through it. I spent a lot of time trying to practice being everybody but myself. So, but when I started to try to be myself, it's amazing how people can say, yes, I understand that. Yet, I'm pretty sure that your life is not going as planned, but neither have theirs. Authenticity makes an interesting life, even if you haven't done, even if according to your perception, you haven't done anything with it. Do you understand that God could be giving you a wonderful testimony or some spiritual insight, but because you are too wrapped up in trying to be somebody else, you can't share that spiritual insight because, it only comes with you being you. And you're too afraid to because you're afraid of what people might think, thus depriving the world of that spiritual insight that it may need to change. So I encourage you to be yourself. That's a very interesting thought. There are no such thing as boring people because you are interesting to somebody. But in order to find that somebody, you have to find you. And you have to find out how interesting you are to yourself. And I think I'm going to stop here. But isn't this a wonderful twist on a cliche to be yourself? No, this is no after school special. This is real life, people. I love you. Take care of yourself. You are not boring. You are unique. And I look forward to hearing your story if I ever meet you. Take care.